Welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you the results of using hydrogen peroxide on black hair. Over the past few weeks, I applied different solutions to black hair to see if it's really possible to lighten it with hydrogen peroxide. If you are curious about the mixtures I use and the level of lightening I achieved, make sure to stay until end of the video. For this experiment, I decided to use several different hydrogen peroxide mixtures to compare the differences. The first strand, marked with light pink color, was treated with 3% hydrogen peroxide. The strand, marked with purple, was exposed to 6% hydrogen peroxide. The next strand, marked beige, was treated with a mixture of 6% hydrogen peroxide and a strong chamomile infusion in 1:1 ratio, ultimately resulting in a 3% concentration. Two additional strands were treated with 6% hydrogen peroxide with the addition of essential oils. The orange-marked strand had citrus essential oil added, while the yellow-marked strand contained chamomile essential oil. The final strand, marked blue, is our control sample. I prepared 5 bowls, each marked with a different color to avoid confusion when mixing the solutions. In the first bowl, I combined 6% hydrogen peroxide with an equal amount of distilled water, creating a 3% solution. The second bowl contained pure 6% hydrogen peroxide, and in the next one, I mixed 6% hydrogen peroxide with an equal amount of strong chamomile infusion, again resulting in a final concentration of 3%. The last 2 bowls contain 6% hydrogen peroxide, with one having 4 drops of lemon essential oil and the other the same amount of chamomile essential oil. One by one, I dipped the hair samples into their solutions and then left them for about an hour before washing them with a gentle shampoo. Because I didn't see any effect after the first application, I decided to apply the mixtures 3 times and then check if there were any changes. The first strand, treated with 3% hydrogen peroxide, didn't show any results at first, but when I looked closer, I could see a slight lightening effect compared to the control sample. The effect on the sample with chamomile infusion seemed more noticeable than the first one, but when compared together, it was hard to say if there was a real difference. All strands treated with 6% hydrogen peroxide appeared a bit lighter, but I feel the sample with chamomile essential oil looks slightly lighter than the others. Let me know if you see the same. Here you can see the comparison of the hair strands after the 8th application. The lightening effect became more pronounced compared to the first comparison. You can also clearly see the difference between pure 3% hydrogen peroxide and a mixture of hydrogen peroxide with chamomile infusion. Looking at the strands treated with 6% hydrogen peroxide, again, the one with chamomile essential oil seems a bit lighter than the rest. I continued the experiment, and here you can see the results after 15 applications. The lightening effect became much more noticeable. In my last hydrogen peroxide experiment on brown hair, I noticed that adding chamomile had a toning effect, reducing warm tones. And here I can see the same. Also, on the sample treated with 6% hydrogen peroxide and chamomile essential oil, the effect is less visible compared to the other samples, but when compared together, it has a cooler tone than the strands treated with pure 6% hydrogen peroxide or the one with lemon essential oil. Looking at all the strands together, you can see that the hair treated with 3% hydrogen peroxide is the darkest. Surprisingly, the sample treated with a 3% hydrogen peroxide and chamomile infusion mixture achieved the same level of lightening as the strands treated with 6% hydrogen peroxide. Now here is the comparison after 20 applications. Even the lightening effect on the 3% hydrogen peroxide strand is more visible compared to the control sample. But again, the addition of chamomile seems to work better for lightening. You can also see the difference between 3 and 6% hydrogen peroxide treated hair, but at this stage the color looks the same on all 6% hydrogen peroxide treated strands. And finally, here's the comparison after 30 application of hydrogen peroxide. I didn't notice any significant change between 20 and 30 applications, so it seems this home method won't give you blonde hair. However, it's definitely possible to achieve brown hair. You just need to be patient, as on dark blonde or even dark brown hair, the lightening effect is stronger and takes less time. If you want to try this method on your hair, remember to do a patch test first, especially if you never used hydrogen peroxide, chamomile or essential oils before, to avoid any allergic reactions. I also recommend testing on a small, hidden section of hair first to see if the method works for you and if you like the result before applying it all over. If you decide to try it, I suggest using a spray bottle to apply the hydrogen peroxide. This method is easier, uses less product, and gives a more natural look without harshly groove lines. Give your hair time and don't use it more than once a week. Also, take care of your hair by using conditioners, masks, and oils between sessions, and avoid heat styling to prevent damage and breakage. Let me know if you want me to continue this experiment to see if it's possible to achieve even lighter hair with 3% hydrogen peroxide, the 3% chamomile mixture, and 6%. I hope this experiment was helpful or at least interesting to you. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!